The following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say viewer discretion is advised.
Morning. How's everybody doing? Come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. We got in the building this morning. Shout out to Great Polo. Shout out to the MGM gang, Transportation Boys, Christopher Gonzalez, Go Logistics, Sharks World, William Sweet, St. Louis, representing STL in the building, Talk with Walt, Christine Johnson, Roger Lacey, Cincinnati checking in. Ivan Tony representing the Creed Naib. Judge McGee representing Dallas. Andrew Green, Great Polo, Moving Company Hustle. Come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Been a few days. Hope everybody had a good Labor Day weekend. I know it's been some days since I streamed. And I know I was cooking up that morning, but it was the holiday. All right? But we back. We're going to start back cooking up these morning streams. Shout out to Jonathan, Byron Gibson. Shout out to all the MGMs. How's everybody doing? All right, so look, this is why I like these morning live streams, because I can get in and get out. And, you can go on about your day. I'll go on about my day. And we can kick it for a little bit. We can kick it while everybody's fresh and starting their day and their minds are more sharp and all that. Shout out to Drew's World for that super chat. Appreciate that. Appreciate that super chat. All right, let's kick it. Excuses. That's what we're talking about today. Today's topic is box truck business excuses, because a lot of y'all like to make them. Yep, I see it. A lot of y'all like to make excuses. I see them everywhere. I peruse. Don't think I don't peruse. I peruse the internet. Oh yeah. I'm lurking. I'm on the lurks. I'm lurking. I see it all. I see all your complaints. When you come over here, you know you're going to get held accountable though. See, I'm going to hold you accountable. So what happens when you come over here, you're silent. You sit in the chat, quiet. Mum's the word. Just quiet. You watching right now, quiet. You don't want to say nothing. You damn sure ain't going to hit that link. Because you know you're not safe. See, you're not safe over here with excuses. But I see you everywhere else making them. It's occasionally people will come into my comment section and they'll make excuses and place blame on things and place blame on other people based on decisions that they made. But I don't get an overabundance of excuses on this channel because you already know how I'm coming, right? I don't believe in excuses when you are a business owner. When you are owner, you should be a problem solver. Any owner or business owner or entrepreneur that makes excuses is a weak person. I look at you as weak. You fool to me. You fool. And this is why you struggling. This is why you failing, because you're running around making excuses instead of looking for solutions to the problem. The first place you should look is in the mirror. The first place you should look is absolutely 100%. Listen, if you start a business and you're struggling, there's issues, then you have to look in the mirror and see why your business is struggling. It all starts with you, big dog. But we're going to talk about some of the main reasons or the main excuses people make. I'm going to kick my little dialogue and then I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to 5-star Greg Emote. My first live stream checking in from work on the North Slope here in Alaska. Shout out to you up there in Alaska. Mark got people watching them in Alaska. Affordable and available logistics. M-Town represent the Myth 10. Shout out to you. Listen. The market is bad. Says who? That's one of the main excuses y'all make. The market is bad. Who said that? It's normal to me. I've been telling you it's normal for the past year. I said get used to the new norm. Y'all keep waiting and waiting. Listen, y'all been waiting since May, June of 2022. And I kept telling y'all, nah, this the new norm, big dog. Get used to it. Well, Freightwave said this, man. I said, I don't care what they said. This is the new norm. Get used to it. 2023 came. I said, listen, it's not gonna get no better for you, big dog. But Freightwave said Q2. I said, no, this is the new norm. Get used to it. All 2023, you was waiting. Remember? It's in the. This is what I love about the content. YouTube, you can go back and look into it. I said it. It's in the content. Just go back. See, you don't like to go back. You need to go back. I've been saying this shit since back then. But all 2023, you said you complain that you can't wait till it go back. I'm trying to figure out where this back is and what's your definition of back and what does it look like. I kept telling you it's the new norm. You made excuses. All right. 2023 came and it went. I also told you a few other things that you thought you was going to see, and I told you weren't going to see, and you got mad at me. And then when that time period came around, you didn't see those things, and you didn't come back and tell me I was right. You just made the excuses. You made the excuses, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Listen, it's going to get better in 2024. That's what you were starting to say around October, November last year. And I said, yo, this is the new norm. Get used to it. Find a way to make it in the current economy. This is the new norm. This is normal. This is what rates look like. These are the rates. These are the rates prior to the pandemic. You act like I don't know what I'm talking. And I've been around. I've been around here before the pandemic. And I know some of your favorite content creators who you bought your course from and your mentorship, who also started at the same time you started, but you thought it was in your best interest to go get them a nickel or $10,000 for mentorship and some type of hold my hand mentorship. You wanted somebody that started at the same time you started to hold your hand and walk you to success when they just started at the same time you started. That's crazy to me. But you want to blame them too. But we're going to get to that a little bit later. But anyway, you said 2024, Q1 of 2024. I said you a fool. Q1 of any year is horrible. January and February are going to be the worst 2 months of the year. But your favorite influencer told you it was going to be good. I shook my head. Time came and it went. And guess what? It was worse than what you was already dealing with when you was complaining that shit was going to be better. All right, Q2 of 2024 came and went. You still complaining. You still placing the blame. We in Q3 now. We almost at the end of Q3, and you still complaining and making excuses. When you gonna stop making excuses, big dog? I've been telling you this the new norm for the past 2 years. You don't want to listen. The market is normal. It's a competitive market. The problem is you. You're the problem. Go in your bathroom right now and look in the mirror and point and say, you the problem. Go in the bathroom, look in the mirror and point and say, you the problem. And then fix it. Stop making excuses. Stop placing the blame. Be a problem solver. That's what a business owner is. Your day is going to be filled with solving problems. And if you can't solve problems, then just go ahead and give up and quit. Get scaling out your head. Stop thinking about scaling. All right? Because if you can't solve your own problems, how are you going to be able to solve the problems of employees? If you making excuses and you can't problem solve, how are you going to be able to delegate and run a company where people are going to come to you with problems for you to solve them when you can't even solve your own problems? Ain't nothing wrong with the market. The market is the market. That's why it's a market. That's why it was created. This is why. And I know y'all hate when I talk about deregulation because y'all already don't like to go do your research. So y'all don't like for me to talk about things that y'all don't understand in the industry that y'all in. But this is why it was deregulated in the first place. to create a market, to bring in competition, to do exactly what it's doing. It lets me know that the system that was designed is working. This is the point of it. Competition is going to always lower rates. I tell y'all that. Y'all say, no, we set the rates. Okay. You have a small part of it, but on the grand scheme of things, supply and demand and competition. You have an overabundance of people in the market competing. Some people are just Michael Jordan, and some of y'all is Kwame Brown. Some of y'all are a bust. Yeah, some of y'all Kwame Brown. Some of y'all just a bust. You thought you was gonna come in that number one draft pick, and when you got in the game, shit, this ain't like college ball. This ain't like the playground from the little town I came from. This the real deal. You got in the league and you realized it was the real deal. It looked good. You came in, you looked like you was finna do something, but when you got in, man, you was a bust. You was a bust. You need to own up to that and accept that. Do something about it. Ain't nothing wrong with the market. Market doing what the market's supposed to do. Up and down, supply and demand, competition. You got high overhead, do something about it. You uneducated, do something about it. You say dumb shit, do something about it. Stop saying dumb shit. You bought some goofy shit from a kid, don't do the dumb shit again. You 40-some years old buying a mentorship from some 24-year-old kid. You are, oh my goddamn button.
Goofy as hell.
You goofy as hell. You bought a course or a mentorship from someone that literally, when you found them on YouTube and they posted a video, it said, started my box truck business, and they was sitting on their Penske truck like this with their arms folded, and it said posted 7 days ago. And you saw a link down there. It was a clickable link that said, and they had tap in with the emoji hand like this. And it said calendly.com/blah, blah, blah. And you clicked it and you picked the time and you paid whatever for the coaching session. And then they sold you on a nickel, a $5,000 mentorship. And then you clicked that. You had the money. You already, listen, do we got to talk about how you had the money? We know you had. We ain't tripping on the money. We know you had the money. We know how you got it. But that's a different topic for a different day. You spent the money, all right? And you got taken on a ride. But then you want to come make excuses and place the blame when it said right there, posted 7 days ago. Started my box truck business. The video was linked, posted 7 days ago. You spent all that money with someone who literally just started at the same time as you, and you thought you was going to get some type of value?
Yo, goof ass. Goofy as hell.
That's why when you come over here saying all that goofy shit, I say, bro, look in the mirror. You did that. You did that. Didn't nobody do that but you. You can't place the blame on nobody but yourself. Own that. Own that. So the market is fine. I know some of your favorite people is telling you it's going to get better and this, that, and that. But what? Okay, ask them, do me this favor. Ask them what better looks like. Hit the like button. See, I don't be liking these likes either. Y'all want me to continue. Mark, where you been at? Where you been at? We need to cook up. I come on here and cook up and you don't hit the like button. Ask the favorite person that's telling you go back. What does this back look like? Explain to me what this back, because to me, I've been telling you for the past couple years that this is normal. Get used to it. You can't say I haven't because it's in the content. What does back look like? Because if back looks like 2021 to you, you're going to be waiting. Hopefully you got like a cat. After you die, you're going to come back somewhere else and maybe you'll see another pandemic 100 years from now. But you ain't gonna see that, big dog. You ain't gonna see 2021. And listen, if you thinking back as 2020, 2021, you're gonna be waiting forever. You're gonna be waiting forever. You not gonna see that. And guess what? If we do go into another pandemic, they're gonna learn from the mistakes that they made the last pandemic, and it's not gonna be that sweet. The way that they was giving out money the last one, they not gonna give it out like that this time. It's not gonna be that easy. It's not gonna be that sweet. They gonna learn from their mistakes. They're gonna learn from the mistakes that was made during the pandemic, the issues that they saw during the pandemic, and then the aftermath, which is what you're going through right now. So for some reason, we do have another pandemic, let's say within the next 10 years, it's not going to be like that, big dog. It ain't. Let's keep it a buck. You in the new norm. I've lived long enough to see shit happen and know that shit never goes back. When them planes, the way some of y'all that never took a flight prior to 2001, you'll never know that a trip to the airport, the experience that you have in the airport, that's not how the airport experience always was. When them planes hit them buildings September 11th of 2001, the experience in the airport prior to that day was a totally different experience. We have not gone back to what it was to go through the airport prior to September 11, 2001. It never went back to that. It ain't gonna never go back to that. It's not gonna never go back. Things don't go back. We're never gonna see gas under $1. All right. You're never gonna have it where the man can go out and in the mass majority, men can go out, the wife can stay at home, and the man can make enough money to support a whole family, a mortgage, a Cadillac, and a station wagon. His wife got a station wagon. She's a stay at home. See, back in the day, it wasn't the soccer mom van. All right. And to the more entitled people, the G wagon. The G wagon is the rich stay at home mom's vehicle of choice. And then to the regular everyday check to check or, average stay at home wife, it's the soccer mom van. They got like a Windstar or something like that, or a Toyota Sienna. But back in the day, it was the station wagon. So the man can go work at the steel mill or the factory or whatever he did, make enough money to pay for a mortgage, feed 2-3 kids, plus him and the wife, buy the wife a station wagon, and buy him a Cadillac. You ain't gonna never see on the mass majority one income be able to do all that. We're never gonna see that no more. So if it was some guy that was waiting after the economy started, inflation started to go up and shit like that, and things started to change, well, I can't wait till it get back to the day where, I can go work at the mill and be able to feed my whole family and buy a Cadillac and save money and like, we ain't gonna never see that no more. So what you waiting on? You still getting sold these dreams that they telling you so you can keep hitting it and tapping the link? Just like y'all tapped in last week or the week before last. Y'all tapped. I was wondering why so many people was hitting me up about, man, Mark, I know you don't do coaching and mentorship, but man, let me just run this bread to you. It was people trying to run me bread the past couple weeks. And no, man, I don't do it. I don't do it. Where all this bread come from? And then I found out that y'all tapped the link. Y'all tapped in. That's what they was calling tap in. Anytime somebody tell you to tap in, you need to think twice about it, big dog. All y'all middle Americans, I keep talking to y'all middle Americans. Y'all don't know no better. Y'all be falling for all this bullshit. Y'all can't see the forest from the trees. Stop doing shit. Anything that got tap in it, if you a middle American and someone tell you to tap in, just look the other way. All right, I'm giving you the best advice. If you a middle American and you don't know no better, and someone say tap in or tap the link, just look the other way. You don't know no better. You don't know no better. So the market is fine. This is the new norm. I think you should get accustomed to it. I think you should find a way to navigate your box truck business through this current economy, in this current trucking market, no matter what lane you're in. If you're OTR, running middle mile, you're curbside, final mile, moving, cargo van, expedited, whatever lane you're in, semi-trucking, you need to adjust and find a way to navigate and become successful in the current market. That's just is what it is. So to me, the market is normal. All right, let's talk about freight rates, the cheap freight. All right, I kind of stayed away from this for the past few weeks. You know why? Because I focused on it for a couple weeks. I really pounded pavement on it, and we dropped the link multiple times. One person came up, shout out to Midwest, but at the end of the day, I still reign supreme. All right, no one else has came up and be able to give me this definition. All right, because it doesn't exist. There's no such thing. Let me tell you something. You know who came up with cheap freight? The cheap freight? A bunch of truckers who make excuses. They have to people have to find something or someone to blame for being lousy, for failing, for struggling, for not succeeding, right? Instead of pounding the pavement and trying to problem solve like so many other people do, right? Everybody's not failing. And see, this is where the people who make excuses, this is what they don't understand. Everybody ain't failing. Everybody's not struggling. There's people that are succeeding in the current economy and the current trucking market. So instead of them saying, you know what, how are some people making it? They just want to place the blame and make excuses. There's no such thing as cheap freight. I don't care. And it's crazy. When I do my little perusing through the internet, I've seen on a few occasions, and I've gotten screenshots. Shout out to all my MGM members that send me screenshots. I appreciate you. Of people that watch my live stream because I'm a controversial guy. And it's really not controversial when I say there's no such thing as cheap freight, because it's not. So I don't understand why that's so controversial. But people watch my live streams from the rafters, quiet. They be like this. They be watching. Quiet as a church mouse. They don't say nothing. You know why? Because they don't want to get held accountable. They be watching. And then what they go do is they go to somebody else's live stream and they say, hey, is there such thing as cheap freight? You know why they do that? Because they want someone to say, yeah, to start up some bullshit. And two, they want someone to side with them so that they can feel good about why they're failing, because they're looking for a reason to place the blame on why they're struggling and why they're failing. But anybody with common sense that's smart is going to say no, and then other people ain't going to say nothing because they know Mark going to hold them accountable. They don't want Mark to hold them accountable. But for the most part, a person going to say no, that's smart, because there is no such thing. A person who's succeeding is not going to say, what do you mean cheap freight? I don't believe in that. How is it cheap when I'm winning? It's either, if it's profitable for you, take it. If it's not, don't take it. You know who looks for cheap shit? Consumers. Hit the like button, man. I don't listen. Hit the like button. Hit that like button now. Consumers look for cheap shit. How are you looking for cheap? Why is cheap even in your repertoire? You a business person. You looking for shit that's profitable. You complaining about rates. Find a rate that suits your fancy. Find something that's profitable for you. If you're having an issue finding profitable loads, then maybe your operational cost is too high. So when I go and I be perusing, hit the like button. When I be perusing, I see on multiple different occasions, I've got multiple different screenshots from the MGM, people saying such thing as cheap freight. They looking for someone to side with them so that they can feel good about failing. First of all, listen, if you're a grown man and you go to another grown man and ask that grown man what another grown man said,
Yo, goof ass.
I'm
Goofy
not
as
finna go
hell.
to another grown man to ask him about what another grown man said. And this is why you struggling and this is why you failing, because you spending time going asking people about what somebody else said instead of, matter of fact, where my damn button at? Where my damn button at? Link isn't pinned to the top of the chin at. Link pinned to the top of the chin at. Hold on, let me pin this link to the top of the chin at. I'm gonna give you opportunity, big dogs, boys and girls. You know me. Listen, I'm with that shit. I'm with it. For real. I'm with it. All the way around the board. I'm with all that shit. Link pinned to the top of the chat. You can come ask me. You ain't got to go ask no other grown men, because it's been on multiple occasions. I got all the screenshots. Thank you. Shout out to the MGMs for sending me the screenshots over the holiday weekend. Listen, link pinned to the top of the chat. You can just come ask me. And I'll tell you the same answer that you heard when you was in the rafters. Quiet. Don't want to say nothing because you don't want to get held accountable. You don't want to get held accountable. Link pinned to the top of the chat, though. You can come ask me. You ain't got to go ask nobody what Big Mark said. You can come ask me. Link always pinned to the top of the chat. Listen, and if it's not pinned to the top of the chat, you can just jump in the chat and say, listen, I'm with it. And then we just going to go ahead and drop it so you can come on up here and we can go ahead and get to it. I'm with all that shit. I ain't ducking nothing. See, your favorite people going to duck it because they don't know what the hell they talking about in the first place. So they're going to ignore comments and shit like that and all that. You see what I'm saying? I ain't ducking nothing. Link pinned to the 10 now. You come ask me. Ain't no such thing as it, pimp. There's no such thing. You failing because you don't know what the hell you doing. And your operational cost is too high. And you don't know what you doing with the equipment you got. Or you got sold a dream or a combination of everything. Type of people go to other men. I'm seeing multiple people go to other men and ask them about what another man said. This is a character trait of a person who just doesn't have, you're just not built. You're probably not built for business. Hey, man, is there such thing as cheap freight? I hope he say yeah. I hope he say yeah, because I really need a reason to I just need a reason so that I can place the blame on that, on why I'm failing. I'm failing because the rates is cheap. The freight's cheap. But see, a real business person ain't going to tell you that. They ain't going to get that. They ain't going to give you that answer. They going to say it's a myth, because it is. Because if it was so cheap, why is it people out here succeeding? Well, man, their operational cost is lower than mine. And sounds like that's a winner to me. Sound like in this industry that's competitive, they beating you. That's all that shit sound like to me. So how you going to step up and get in the game? What you going to do to get in the game? Instead of making excuses and perusing the internet trying to find somebody to side with you. You looking for a man to side with you and coddle you. You a man. I would never go to another man and ask them what another man said, so they can coddle and side with me so I can feel good about my struggles and my failure. So why you failing? You ain't got it in you. You ain't him. Ain't no such thing with cheap freight. The rates are the rates. Deal with it. If you got kids to feed and the price of food keep going up, what you gonna do? Look at it like this. So now I gotta turn your bully up. I gotta give you analogies for you to turn your bully up. If the cost of food steady going up and you got kids at the crib that you got to feed, what you going to do? You going to say, man, the cost of food is too high, so I can't feed you, little man? You's a sucker. You that type of guy. You just going to continue to make excuses. Man, food too high, so I can't feed you, little man. The cost of food is too high. That's how you sound when you saying, man, the rates, I'm failing because the rates is cheap. Ain't no such thing as cheap freight, big dog. Because if the freight was so cheap and so bad, everybody would be failing. And everybody ain't failing. The people who failing is because they did a lot of shit or continue to do a lot of shit wrong. And one of those things is trying to find reasons to place the blame on why they failing and struggling. There's no such thing, big dog. It's not. There's too much competition. So what? The market is saturated, and who cares? Listen, this is the game that you signed up for. You like to call it a game. It's a business, but skip it. Since y'all want to call it a game, let's call it a game. This is what you signed up for. This is the game you decided to play. And you should have known that coming in. You should have known that any given point there could be an infusion of people into the market. Just like there can be a bunch of people exiting, it could be an influx of people coming into the market. Are you prepared for that? Have you set your business up that if that does happen, you're going to be able to weather that storm and you're going to be profitable regardless? No, you didn't do that. So now you want to run around and say, man, the market is saturated. So what? Yes, a bunch of people came in during the pandemic, and you was one of them. So how you going to place the blame on saturation and competition when you came in with the influx of people? Fool. That's crazy to me. The market is saturated, and then I ask them, when you come in? Oh, October 2021. Did I just sit back and do like this? You was one of the people, fool. How you gonna complain about a bunch of other people that look just like you, that's just like you? Shit crazy to me, boy. Like, some people be wanting to place the blame so much, they don't even know how stupid they sound when they doing it. Goofy as hell. Market is saturated. There's still an over lingering of supply from the pandemic. And so what? That means you just got to compete harder. Hey, the bad boys was beat Mike up every time Mike went to the hole back in 89. You know what Mike did? Mike didn't kick it that summer. Some of y'all too young. Mike didn't kick it that summer. He didn't kick it the summer of 89, 90. You know what Mike did? He got in the gym, made himself stronger. So that when he came to the hole, and Rick Mahorn and Dennis Rodman and Bill Laimbeer was going to beat him up, he was stronger and he could withstand some of those blows. Also, what he did was he perfected the fadeaway. Said, man, I can't keep coming to the hole. They're going to beat me up. So he didn't make excuses. He didn't say, oh, man, ref, you know, they're fouling me. They're beating me up. The reason we can't get to the chip is because we can't get past Detroit because they playing dirty. Nah, man, listen, Detroit bad boys going to be Detroit bad boys. Ain't nothing you going to be able to do about it. They the bad boys because they the bad boys. That's what make them the bad boys. That's why they was them. He didn't make excuses. He did something about it. He perfected the fadeaway, and he went to the gym, and he got stronger. And then they came back, 91, 92, 93, 3P. All right, so it's a bunch of people in the market. What you gonna do about it? You got to find a way to compete. If you don't, you're just going to be a loser in another statistic. Either way, life is going to go on. No one cares about your excuses. This business, we don't care. We don't care about your family. We don't care about your, listen, if me or you are competing, I'm not going to care about what's going on in the inner workings of your household. My job is we're fighting for a customer. The customer can only hire one company. So it's my job to make sure that company is my company, which means every time I beat you for a customer, I'm taking food off your table. That's my job day in and day out, is to make sure you don't eat. And we do. I don't feel bad at the end of the day because that's less money going into your household. I don't care about your kids. I don't care about your wife. I don't care the fact that you married your wife and she got all this student debt and you invested into the student debt. Okay, we got us somebody. Okay, he hung up. And you need these jobs so that you can help pay off your wife's student. Like, I don't care about none of that, fam. I'm in this shit to win. And if you're in the way, I'm sorry. It's number 6 on neck. Number 6 on neck. And if you don't want the number 6, we can give you a number 4. We can give you a 3. We can give you a concrete black 3. We can give you a shadow number 1. We can give you a band number 1. Listen, we can give you a number 11. We can give you, listen, we can pick which one you want. I got them all, but I can guarantee you one place they all gonna be. They gonna be on your neck. Oh yeah, most definitely. Sure is. Because the cost of living is and I like good living, baby. So we're gonna have to go ahead and do what we got to do so that we can ensure that we can still enjoy these fine things that we have acquired. We want to make sure that we can keep these things. Yep, sure. Yeah, that's the goal. Absolutely is. So what we're going to do is we're going to do what's in our best interest to win. We're not going to complain. And when we see an issue, we're not going to complain. We're not going to make an excuse. We're going to sit down at the drawing board and see how we can solve the problem. Because if we just sit down and complain and make excuses, the problem ain't going to go away. See, a lot of y'all think the problem just going to go away. Shit ain't going nowhere. Hit the like button. I don't like where them likes is at, man. Y'all want me to cook up in the morning time and shit. Then y'all come in here, y'all don't hit the like button. See, I don't like that. Y'all like, man, I love these morning cook-ups, man. This is great. But hit the like button. See, y'all think the problem going to go away. The problem ain't going nowhere. I've been telling y'all for 2 years now. Tell y'all get used to the shit. Has the problem went away yet? You still complaining? All right, well, there's your answer. Problem ain't going nowhere. You got to solve problems. Yeah. You want to be a business owner. This is like, I don't understand what you think owning a business. Some of y'all, especially y'all young cats, y'all think business is like instant gratification. I say this shit all the time, like this shit's sweet. This shit ain't sweet. It's wolves like me that's experienced, that's waiting for you to come in. Listen, you sweet meat. You sweet meat. I want y'all to go follow all the trends. Go follow all the trends. Be a trend follower. And keep doing dumb shit. You're going to keep having the same results. Sure is. Y'all went on here and tapped in a few weeks ago with the chase. Now, go look at, if you tapped in with the chase a few weeks ago, go let me know what your bank account looked like today. That's how stupid some of y'all is as far as that follow trends. I'm talking to the trend followers. A glitch. How is that a glitch? You deposit a check, they make the funds available. There ain't no fucking glitch. Y'all let somebody send y'all off, just like you did when you came into the box truck business. No difference. That's why I say, listen, if you a middle American and you see the word tap in, tap this, tap anything, just stay away from it because you don't know what that means. If you're not from New York, Chicago, LA, Atlanta, Houston, places like that, you see the tap anything, don't click it because you're going to be fooled. You don't know nothing. You a middle American and you ain't hip. Stay away from it. Stay away from anything that say tap. Hit the like button. It's okay to hit the like button. Just stay away from tap. So as far as competition and oversaturation, big deal. Who cares? Just like the other reasons that I said y'all complaining, guess what? It's still people winning. Still winning. You know why? Because their cost is lower than yours and they smarter than you. And when they saw shit transition, they lowered their cost, they delaying their gratification because they don't want to be a statistic like you. Yeah. And to all y'all that tapped the link, to all y'all that was coming in last week talking about y'all and came up on some money, I didn't know. I'm like, how's all these people all of a sudden y'all want to offer a big mark money and y'all know I don't do no coaching and no mentorship. Y'all coming up with this money all of a sudden. This is how y'all came up with the money. And I still tell your goofy ass no. And now look, your account is in the negative. Damn. God damn. You still in the same boat because you chasing the same schemes. You looking for that get rich quick. Ain't shit get rich quick. Ain't shit quick about this business. Nothing. Like the buddy, he want to come in with 3 trucks. And I'm sitting there spending an hour and 16 minutes telling him it ain't going to work. Tracy Jones. 5,400. And he been trying to, he need to get a better phone. Ever since that live stream he came into the business, he struggling. Lost all his money to the goddamn rental. Everything I told him in that live stream, it came into fruition. All right, another thing that people complaining about, the immigrants, not the migrants. Y'all ain't talking about the migrants yet. Y'all ain't really feeling that yet. Y'all talking about the Russians and all these other immigrants with these flip-flops and all this shit. Listen, man, listen. If you complaining now, then in another year, 2 years, you still gonna be complaining because there's a whole new influx of migrants now, soon to be immigrants. All right. That's just going to continue. The cycle is just going to continue. This hasn't been a good old boy industry since probably the 70s and the 80s. Listen, trucking ain't been a good old boy industry for a long time. And it never will be again. It never will be. It's not a good old boy industry. All right, we might have us a detractor. Hold on. If he's not a detractor, I don't want to talk. We only want detractors. I only want to talk to detractors. He hung up. Listen, if you're not a detractor, I'm sorry, today ain't today. I only want to talk to people who oppose this. If you're not a complainer or you don't make excuses, then I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to people who make excuses. I want to talk to people who think there's a such thing as cheap freight. I want to talk to people who say the market, who thinks they're failing because the market is bad. I want to talk to people who say they failing because this cheap freight. I want to talk to people who says there's too much competition and these immigrants is taking all the good loads. I want to talk to those people. So if you're not one of those people, I'm sorry, don't hit the link. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to people who win it. I want to talk to people who make excuses because I need to understand how a person who claims to be a business owner makes excuses. So I don't want to talk. All right, I'm sorry. So back to the guys with the flip-flops. Y'all complaining about these guys that's walking around with flip-flops. Y'all complaining that the fact they got flip-flops on this, and fuck them. If a motherfucker want to drive a truck and go into warehouses with flip-flops so a pallet can fall on their toe and they can step on the nail, that's on they dumb ass. I'm not worried about what no another. Y'all, why y'all be worried about other men for, bro? Like, it be people literally complaining about guys wearing flip-flops. Listen, if they want to go and put themselves in these hazard conditions with their toes exposed with these thin-ass flip-flops, it's so good for them. Hopefully they step on the nail and it's a rusty one too. Then they'll learn their lesson. They get tetanus and shit. Like, I'm not worried about them. That's even better for you. If they step on the nail with their right foot, their driving foot, that means they can't drive. They got tetanus. Hope they get gangrene, and that's one less person in the road. That's how you should be looking at it instead of running around the internet complaining that the migrants, the immigrants out here driving trucks with the flip-flops on. That's how I'll be looking at it. I'll be like, man, I hope that man step on a rusty nail in one of these warehouses. I hope a pallet fall on his toe. That's how I would be looking at it. They ain't gonna stop coming. This ain't been a good old boy industry for over 25 years. This ain't no American industry no more. So if you complaining about that, keep complaining, because it's only going to get worse. It's about 10 million people that's done came in the country, maybe more, and a large portion of them, depending on if we see some mass deportation or not, are going to come into trucking. And that's just what it is. Sorry. So that's what? That means you got to start putting your thinking cap on. You got to find a way to be successful. All right. It's impossible to make money right now. Says who? That's another one of the things they say. It's just impossible right now. There's no way you can do it. How? I think this is a great time. I think this is a better time to enter than the pandemic. Why? Because you got Ryder giving away. Listen, Ryder said, come get a truck for the low and we'll give you the second truck half off. Y'all went and paid $85,000 for a $25,000 box truck in 2021, 2022. And that's why you got a $3,500 truck now for a piece of shit. When you mean to tell me you can go buy the same truck now that you bought a year and a half ago? You can go buy that same truck now and get another truck for the price that you paid for that truck and still have extra money. You're not going to pay what you paid for one truck a year and a half ago. You're going to get two trucks and still have about an extra $20,000, $25,000. I ain't bullshitting you now. Go to Ryder, go to their website, or go to a Ryder. Buy one truck, get the second half off. They trying to get you the trucks away. So this is a better time there. You can enter with a low operational cost because you're competing with the infusion and the influx of people that came in during the pandemic. Their operational cost is up here because of when they came in, the ones that still lingering. So you can come in now lower. You're already coming in being able to compete. Why wouldn't? I think this is a great time. You know why? Because this is a normal market. To me, it's normal. People are making money. People are absolutely positively making money. So it's not impossible to make money. It's not impossible to make money. So it all leads down to the education. Hit the like button. I don't like where the likes is at. Y'all want me to continue to cook up in the morning? I need those likes up. I need them up. I need them up. I need them up. Get those likes up now. It all goes back to the education. Can't get mad at a person because they're smarter than you. Can't get mad at a person because they're beating you. You shouldn't be making excuses. Like, I will never, for the life of me, understand why a person who is willing to take a huge risk, like starting a business, can go around and make excuses. You don't get to make excuses no more when you're a business owner. You have to problem solve. Like grown men running around the internet asking other men what another man said. There's no such thing as cheap freight. I've seen some different screenshots people have sent me of a couple of men. You are men. And you're asking other men what another man said. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. Come ask the man that said it, because the man's still saying the same thing. Pimp, ain't no such thing. You just failing because you don't know what the hell you doing. You struggling because you don't know what you're doing, and you're proving it by your actions. The time that you can take a running around the internet trying to get somebody to admit to cheap freight so that you can feel good about failing, so that you can continue to place the blame, that same time you could have been researching why you failing and why you struggling. So listen, and I'm going to keep proving it. You show me somebody that says there is such thing as cheap freight, don't know their operational costs, or makes bad personal and or business decisions, I'm going to show you somebody that don't know what it costs to run their business. I have yet to be proven wrong. Whether I'm on live stream, whether I'm in the Discord. I had a situation yesterday. Sure did. They thought they was going to sneak it across me. Once I got to digging, yesterday, yeah. Y'all don't know the one I had yesterday, in the Discord. Well, we got it together. Well, I got it together. Yes, I did. Listen, find me somebody that complains about cheap freight and all this dumb shit. I'm going to show you someone who doesn't know what it costs to run their business or makes bad decisions. I have yet to come across someone that says, oh, man, the freight, man, cheap freight, and they know they cost per mile. Every single person that says that dumb shit, when I ask them they cost per mile, they don't know it. I have yet to meet somebody that knows they cost per mile that says that dumbass shit. You know why? Because someone who knows what it costs to run their business, they don't say dumb shit like that. One of the first things of being successful is know what it costs you to run your business. And then you got options. Is this profitable for me or is this not profitable? Period. You looking at shit from a consumer's perspective. You a consumer. You ain't no business owner. You still in a worker's mindset. You in a consumer's mindset. You not in a boss mindset. How can you as a service provider say, man, I ain't making no money because the freight cheap? How is it cheap? It's either profitable or not. If it's not profitable, then it's expensive. How can something that's costing you be cheap? The only thing that's cheap is something from a consumer's perspective. I went to this store and this Ice Mountain water case of 24 is cheaper than it is at the other store. I own a distribution company and we distribute ink pens. All right. I order my ink pens. They get manufactured in China. Once they get here on the port, what's the cheapest way I can move this freight to my local warehouse? Well, we can move it for this amount with a box truck, or we can move this freight cheaper intermodal on a freight train. So from a consumer's perspective, you can look at a cheaper way to move freight, but as a business owner, the actual service provider, how can someone sell you on cheap freight? It's no such thing. You have a cost structure. You find things that are profitable for you. You find a way to make things profitable for you. You decided to get into an industry, especially you OTR guys, that's driven off a market, supply and demand, different economical factors. You decided to do this. So with these different fluctuations, guess what? You're going to have to adapt. Period. Listen, if I run OTR, I'm definitely going to be the guy that you're complaining about. Absolutely positively. Because I'm going to come in with the lowest cost possible. I know, because I know better, I'm going to do better. And I'm going to be the one that you're going to be upset about. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Everybody finna be sitting around waiting because you did something that was not in your best interest. That's your fault. And what I need you to do, and what smart people and people that are winning want you to continue to do, they want you to continue to make these dumb decisions. They want you to continue to sit around at a truck stop making excuses because it's just better for them. You're making the job easier for the people that are winning. You make things easier for people. You don't make it harder. You make it harder for yourself, and you make it easier for the people that's winning. They just sitting like, man, this motherfucker sitting over here making all these excuses. We out here winning. Stop doing shit. Start cutting costs. Start working harder. Why you want this entitlement? Like the guy come up on my channel, don't want to get on the truck, don't want to do shit, don't know shit about shit, and think you just going to get out here and just be a business owner and run a business. You don't know shit. You don't want to get your hands dirty. You're not willing to get out here and really understand what it takes because you don't want to do no work. That's why y'all tapped the link for the Chase shit. That's why y'all tapped all these links during the pandemic for all this box truck mentorship bullshit, and you got sold a dream, and you still running around the internet making excuses. Nobody care about that shit. It's business. This shit ain't personal. This shit business, and sorry. All right, so no one tapped the link. All right, so I guess, you know, nobody wants to come up and tell me that this cheap freight exists, or I see one detractor in here, but I don't think he's going to click the link again. I don't think he's going to click the link again. I don't think that guy is going to click the link again. He's probably not going to click the link again. It'd be in his best interest not to. It would be in his best interest not to. Listen. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. I only want to talk to. I'll give you another minute. Listen, I'm going to give you another minute. I only want to talk to people who disagree. I want to talk to people who make excuses. I want people to come up. I want people to come up that think the reason why it's bad is because the market is bad, because there's cheap freight out here, the rates are too low, that there's too much saturation, too much competition, the market is oversaturated, and it's just impossible right now. I only want to talk to those people. Come up, link is pinned to the top of the chat, and explain to me why. Explain to me why. Explain to me why it's impossible. That guy Trail says, the realest upfront box truck YouTube channel out here, straight to the point. That's why I rock with you, Mark, and enjoy watching you. But appreciate that. I appreciate you, that guy Trail. Appreciate everybody that's tapped in. Appreciate everybody that's tapped in. Captured by Old Studio said, the day is not your day to come up. Right? Well, this live stream is not. This is not a Q&A come up, right? I think you're looking for maybe the call-in show. I only want to talk to people who disagree, that think, the reason why they're struggling is for the reasons that we covered today. You know what I'm saying? So, so this wouldn't be that live stream. All right, so I don't think we got anybody. I don't see anybody in the chat. All right. Hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button. I only see one person in chat, but like I said, I don't think he's going to come up. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Be safe. Peace.